Hello, I'm Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Literary Love 123, where I like to combine my master's in English with my passion for the horror genre to talk about the books I read. Today's video is a September TBR video, so after a quick intro, we'll come right back and talk about the books I'll be reading this September. The first book I want to talk about is a book club pick. I have been asked by Katrina at Katrina Brown to be a co host for her Reaper book club this September. And the book that she chose is House of Rot by Danger Slater. I love this cover and I love this name, Danger Slater. So let's talk about what this book is about. A house is made with walls and beams. A home is built with blood and screams. The pink mold growing on the walls isn't the worst thing about Elania and Miles' brand new fixer upper. There's also the inexplicable footsteps in the night, the sealed over windows and doors, the neighbor that hears their screams but can't be bothered to help. Soon there's no leaving at all, no hope of cleaning. And that encroaching mold, it's practically become a second skin. Welcome to the House of Rot. You're never getting out. And I'm excited to read this book. It was blurbed by Max Booth III, and he wrote The Gross Hilarious Love Child of Kurt Vonnegut and Junji Ito. So I will link Katrina's channel down below, and I hope you will participate in the September book club by reading House of Rot. The next four books that are on my September TBR are for the Week of Weird event, which takes place between September 15th through 21st. This Week of Weird event usually happens twice a year in March and September. It is hosted by Crystal at Fiber Artsy and Jason at Jason's Weird Reads. So I will link their Week of Weird announcement videos down below in the description box. So, the first prompt for Week of Weird is to read a cosmic horror story or book. So, for this, I picked a reread of my favorite book. I've been feeling the pull to reread it, and then this really kind of pushed me over, and that is The Fisherman by John Langan. This is a cosmic horror, it's a grief horror. It's about a widower who develops a passion for fishing. He kind of takes into his own, kind of mentoring a younger widower. And this younger widower, I can't even say the word widower, finds out about this particular creek called Dutchman's Creek that may allow them to reconnect with their lost wives. And that's really all I want to say about this one. I'm excited to get back into it, and I am hoping to love it just as much since it is my favorite book. I'm just excited to reconnect with that. The second prompt is to read a weird graphic novel, manga, or comic. So I don't know if this fits exactly weird, but I think it's weird. I'm going to read this comic series that I keep hearing about called Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Don't murder the locals. This is a small town. This is small town serial killer, upstanding citizen, and adorable brown bear Samantha Strong's cardinal rule. After all, there's a sea of perfectly right potential victims in the big city just beyond the forest. And when you've worked as hard as Sam to build a cozy life and a thriving business in a community surrounded by friendly fellow animal folk, warm decor, and the aroma of cedar trees and freshly baked apple pie, the last thing you want is to disturb the peace. So you can imagine her indignation when one of Woodbrook's own meets a grisly, mysterious demise, and you wouldn't blame her for doing anything it takes to hunt down her rival before the town self-destructs and Sheriff Patterson starts literally barking up the wrong tree. Live, laugh, shed blood. Dexter meets Richard Scarry's Busy Town. I am so excited to read this. I know it's a series, so I'm just planning to read the first part of the series for the week of weird, and we'll see what I think, and I'll go from there. So the next prompt for the week of weird is to read a story or book written by an LGBTQIA plus author. So I'm doing a reread for this too. I'm going to reread Eric LaRocca's Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, which is about this relationship that develops online that gets more and more sinister and bizarre and has made me never look at apple peelers the same way again, and made me very much make sure I appreciate my eyes every day. I don't know if I'll get to any of the other stories in the collection. I haven't read them before. Only Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. But the week of weird, since it is only a week, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on myself and say I'm going to get to all of the stories, but I'm definitely going to do a reread there. Then the fourth prompt is The Group Read for the Weirdest World by R.A. Lafferty. So that's a very short story. I think it's around 20 to 25 pages. And for that reason, the summaries that I find are super short. Like Goodreads states, Odd Planet, the bipeds talked from their heads and saw only what lay before them. In short, they were pathetic and deadly. And one reviewer named Jamie described it as a very amusing story of the trials and tribulations of an alien blob marooned on Earth. So it definitely sounds like a perfect pick for the group read for the week of weird. Also, you can read The Weirdest World free on Project Gutenberg. So I'm going to link that down below. Finally, the last book on my September TBR is Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I loved this author's Camp Damascus, so I'm really excited to read another book from him. So let me tell you what Bury Your Gaze is about. Misha is a jaded scriptwriter who has been working in Hollywood for years, and he's just been nominated for his first Oscar. But when he's pressured by his producers to kill off a gay character in the upcoming season finale for the algorithm, Misha discovers that it's not that simple. As he is haunted by his past and past mistakes, Misha must risk everything to find a way to do what's right before it's too late. So I say my last book for September. That means going through the 21st, starting September 22nd, running through October 31st. I will be participating in Halloweenathon. I will link the announcement video that Kelsey, who is our host from Slime and Slashers, the announcement video she did for Halloweenathon down below. And I will also link my Halloweenathon announcement where I talk about my TBR, things I'm going to watch, activities I'm going to do. All of that will be down in the description box below. So I would love to know, what are you reading this September? Are you participating in the Week of Weird? Will you be joining us in Katrina's Reaper Book Club read of House of Rot? What are you most excited about to read in September? I would appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.